Hi everyone, welcome to the PEB channel. I'm Joel Pettit, and today I want to give you a broad overview of the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, or the IDES. Now, this is going to be high level because everyone who I have ever known, clients and friends who've gone through the IDES, always say, wow, that multidisciplinary brief, that was worthless. And I'm like, why? There's so much information. It's like saying, let's learn algebra in a 2-hour block, and tomorrow we're moving on to geometry. Not a good idea. So you have to take time with this stuff. So treat, all the pamphlets you get, all the info, all the briefings, that they're just trying to tell you, hey, the pool's over there. It's up to you if you want to wade in slowly or jump in with both feet. But either way, it's going to be a shock. Where can you learn about all this? For the Navy/Marine Corps, it's in SECNAV Manual 1850.1. For the Army, it's in AR 635-40. And for the Air Force, it's in DAFI 36-3212. Now, there are other manuals and instructions associated with all the IDES processes in the military, but these are the three main ones. And then you can choose how far you want to go into them and then, again, branch out to all those rabbit holes out there. So let's talk about the process. First, you have your pre-IDES processes that feed people into the IDES. For Navy Marine Corps, it's LIMDU. For Army, it's MAR2. For Air Force, it's IRILO. You must be referred into the process by a physician. Just remember that. There is no process where a non-physician refers a member into the IDES. It does not exist. Anyone tells you it does, they are lying to you. If you want to check me on that, please read the resource that is going to be down below that I just cited for your service. You will not find a non-physician referring people into the IDES because it requires a medical side and a functional side. And we'll talk about that in a second. So what are the phases of the IDES? You have the MEB, the Medical Evaluation Board. Then you have the PEB, the Physical Evaluation Board. And then you have the transition phase. The MEB, of course, as I said, you're referred for certain conditions, maybe unfitting conditions that prevent you from reasonably completing the duties of your office grade, rank, or rating. Once you're in the MEB, you have a PEBLO and an MSc. The MSc, Military Services Coordinator, works for the VA. They take care of all the VA examinations and the paperwork. Then you have your PEBLO, your PEB Liaison Officer. They take care of everything admin throughout the entire process. So they are the person you want to have a great relationship with because they're going to be with you from now until transition. Whether you're found fit and you return to duty or unfit and you're separated or retired. Okay, so once you get through the MEB phase and you have an MEB package and you reviewed it and you signed it, it's sent to the PEB. Now the PEBs, they're located in different areas of the country for every service. There are 2 stages of the PEB phase. The IPEB, informal PEB, and the FPEB, the formal PEB. The IPEB is a records review. The formal PEB, that is a hearing, meaning with oral arguments and testimony and witnesses, all that fun stuff. At both phases, the IPEB will make a decision and the FPEB will make a decision. If you are found unfit at 20% or below, you're separated. If you're found unfit at 30% or above, you're retired. If you don't agree with either one of those findings, you can appeal your case to the FPEB, the formal PEB. That's when you are assigned an attorney. A formal PEB attorney is assigned to you, the service member, and you work with that person to prepare for your FPEB hearing. Once you get to the FPEB hearing, let's say that you don't agree and you want to appeal it further. Every service has post-FPEB appeals. I don't really consider this a different phase. I've never heard of it called a different phase or stage because you retain the same attorney. So it's almost like an extension of the FPEB stage. Every service has this. So in the Army, it's a statement of appeal. In the Air Force, it's Secretary of the Air Force Appeals. And in the Navy Marine Corps, they're called petitions for relief. Either way, this is the end of your appeals in the IDES process. So whatever you have at that point, those are your findings. Now, I didn't talk about VA reconsideration requests. That's a little bit of a rabbit hole, but let's just say this. During the IPEB and the FPEB and the post-FPEB appeal, you can file a VA reconsideration request where you can ask the VA to reconsider the ratings they assigned to your unfitting conditions only. I used to get a ton of clients when I was a government attorney saying, well, I heard someone say you can reconsider any of them. And, I'm not on the board for my foot, but yeah, I want to reconsider that. No. That is not the case. Please see the references I cited below. It's just wrong because the DRAS, the Disability Rating Activity Site that is assigned to each different service, it is staffed with top skilled raters. They are on timelines that have to meet the IDES timelines for each military department. So they are not reconsidering everything on someone's body. They are focused on your unfitting conditions when you do a VAR, as we call them, a VA reconsideration request. So we talked about the MEB, the pre-MEB. We talked about the IPEB. We talked about the FPEB, the post-FPEB. Then you have the transition phase. And generally speaking, that takes 30 to 60 days, sometimes 90. There are a lot of ways to shorten that, extend it. I won't go into that because that would be multiple videos. But let's just say this. You will likely not be in the service longer than 90 days once your case is finalized at the PEB. I will not talk about in depth the ways to stay on duty because there's permanent limited duty in the Navy/Marine Corps, continuation on active duty or reserves for the Army, so COAD or Corps, and then there's limited assignment status LAS in the Air Force. But know that there are a ton of options that you can see to from getting into the IDES, working in the IDES with different individuals, developing your case, then talking to attorneys to develop your case even further, and then appealing your case multiple times. And then when you are getting ready to get out, and if you're still unsatisfied, there's of course the Board of Correction for Military Records in the Air Force and the Army, and for the Navy/Marine Corps, there's the Board of Correction for Naval Records. So that is, I know it's a lot, the IDES at the broadest possible way that I can present it, because if I left out any of that stuff, it would be a massive hole in the process. But make sure that if you don't understand this, if you're in the process, watch this video 1, 2, 100 times. I want you to be the most informed you can be about this subject, because the best clients I've ever had are the ones who either admit they don't know what they're going through, or have said, you know what, I'm not an expert in this, but I at least understand the process, so I understand the milestones that I'm facing and that I need to prepare for. Because the best way to get lost, as they say, is to not know where you're going. And if you have a roadmap, you may not be some expert traveler, but you at least know when you're going off the path. So if you're a service member and you're going through this and you're confused and you have questions, please go to my website, joelpettitlaw.com. I actually have an IDES overview, a pictorial view of it that you can download. Please do so. If you have questions, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'd love to speak to you about your case. If this video has helped, please click here to watch more. But thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.